Hey everyone, Sergio with the RideShare Guy. Welcome to part 3 of the 7-part series where I get to dissect, after 2 years of upfront fares that we've been living with, and again, 2 years after Harry Campbell, the founder of the RideShare Guy's interview with the CEO of Uber, Dara Khosrowshahi. Now, Mr. Khosrowshahi, open invitation. I know you're a busy man. I know you're a $145 billion global conglomerate, but I'm pretty sure you would have half hour to 45 minutes of your time to spare for us. I mean, you do go drive and deliver food and get tip baited and all that, which tip baiting has not been fixed yet, but I think you could create us some time, grace us with your presence for about half hour to 45 minutes and learn from the actual driver community, not your Uber crew or all these, where the conversation is not open, really. It's a one-sided conversation. So in this snippet, the nail is going to get hit on the head.
So I'm hoping and I'm hoping that we can remove some of those strings. For example, the string attached of you get to see destination, assuming that you accept a certain percentage of your trips. If we're doing a really good job pricing, and essentially like we price the trip right, your acceptance rates will naturally be at a high rate. And by the way, if it's not, we're getting pricing wrong. That's our fault. It's not your fault. So I'm hoping that the new construct allows us to take some of those kind of conditions off. That's the ultimate. So again, the information balance is there. And you're making decisions based on the attractiveness of that ride, matching the price that you're going to get paid. That's ultimately where we want to go. We're not going to be like this. This is going to take some experimentation. There's some deep tech that goes into it. And there's some optimization, because actually the signal that we want from you, Harry, is like, if you're not accepting a trip, then we're underpricing it. Then we got to correct. Then the algos have to understand it, price it better the next time, et cetera. So there's a path to get there, and I'd ask for a little bit of patience and trust. That is the goal. Our goals are aligning.
For sure.
When upfront fare started, Mr. Khosrowshahi clearly indicated that if drivers are not accepting trips, it's because Uber is not pricing it correct. He clearly said it's on us. It's not your fault as the driver. Well, Mr. Khosrowshahi, it's been 2 years since we had upfront fares. And you said we need some trust. We need some patience for the algorithm and the machine learning systems to understand and price trips correctly. I ask everybody that's watching this now and is going to watch it later, do you all think Upfront Fare's algorithm is pricing trips correctly after 2 years? Do you all think the algorithm has learned? You know what that has created? That has created a massive headache for Uber. It's on you, Uber, to price trips correctly. Your CEO said so. Your CEO said we need to optimize the system. We need to give it time. Well, we're giving it 2 years. In Los Angeles, where I drive, trips are being priced in less than $3, Mr. Khosrowshahi. It's 2024. I gladly accepted every single one of those garbage trips, and which used to get priced minimum at $375, by the way, because I had 100 trips for an $800 Quest. Quests have disappeared. How do you expect me to drive a mile, put a human in my car, drive another couple of miles as a minimum fare, drop them off for $3 or less, which I cannot even buy a pack of gum these days? Is that what you're talking about? Is that the patience that's required? It seems like your algorithm is actually going the wrong direction. As opposed to pricing the trips correctly, it's pricing trips more incorrectly. Now, I don't know what kind of machine learning systems you have there, but with the crisis you're experiencing now, Uber, with trips getting declined by the millions, okay? And the reason for that is exactly what the CEO of Uber said in this snippet. He said, it's on us. If you're not accepting trips, he said, it's because we're not pricing it correctly. Well, Mr. Khosrowshahi, you brought this upon yourselves. Not only trips are not being priced correctly, after 2 years, it's being priced in a way that's a joke. We're in 2024. We've lived through 4 years, 3 to 4 years of massive inflation, right? As opposed to trips getting priced correctly and higher for the drivers to make up for that difference in inflation, we're getting paid less. I said this on the last video. If any of you are grossing more under upfront fares than the old rate card that existed in your city, please send me an email, Sergio at RideShareGuy.com. I would love to interview you and put it on our Behind the Wheel series on our channel. However, going back to what Mr. Khosrowshahi said, he said, it's on us. Well, take ownership, Mr. Khosrowshahi. It's on you. Your pricing teams and algos are doing a horrible job pricing trips. The premise that short trips are going to pay more and longer trips are going to pay less has been nothing but farce, a lie. Nothing is getting rebalanced. The only thing that's getting rebalanced is the take rate that's going in Uber's pocket. All I'm saying is that if you disagree with me, please leave it in the comments or send me an email, Sergio at RideShareGuy.com. And Mr. Khosrowshahi, I'm pretty sure you're going to watch some of these videos. If you disagree with me, again, like I said, open invitation. It's not going to be a debate. We're going to talk, we're going to listen to each other, and we're both going to learn from each other, hopefully. So, open invitation for you to show up and show me the money. One more thing I want to add. The crisis that Uber is experiencing nationwide in collapsing acceptance rates is because the algorithm is not pricing trips correctly, specifically after 4 years of inflation, where our costs have gone through the roof in maintenance, in parts, in gas, and importantly, insurance, which we're responsible for. So, with all that said, we would have thought by now the wonderful engineers at Uber would have written some code that would pay us incrementally higher to keep pace with this inflation we're experiencing, with the increased costs that we're experiencing. Obviously, that's not only that's happening, it's going in the reverse. We're getting paid less. On short trips, we're getting paid less. On medium trips, we're getting paid less. And on longer trips, we're definitely getting paid less. Now, is it time for the rate card to come back? Is it time to get rid of the upfront fares? I'm all for getting rid of upfront fares, but one thing I don't want to lose is seeing the destination of the passenger and not driving blind. If Uber, after a decade, decided to show us the destination of the passenger before we accept a job, if that was the exchange and they never told us about it, which now it's pretty clear that was the exchange, what was that? That was seeing the destination of the passenger in exchange for making less money. And this is what I'm hearing from our community. This is widespread, Mr. Khosrowshahi. This is not just me. I speak to thousands of drivers. And you said it 2 years ago. You said, trust us, give us some time. It's going to take a little bit of time for the algorithms to learn and price trips correctly. It's not doing it. And you brought this upon yourselves at Uber. The reason acceptance rates are collapsing in the country is because people are subscribing to our motto, which is decline garbage, know your worth. On this planet, we all have to know what our worth is. So don't accept trips because you're in a desperate situation that you have to make $100. Don't accept those $3 trips. They are doing nothing but harm to your car, to your body, and to your bank account. Decline trips because Uber cannot, according to their terms of service, they cannot deactivate you for declining trips. We run our surveys. We just ran one. The 0 to 40% acceptance rates are running close to 60%. I'll bet you that number was a lot higher before upfront fares showed up. So, Mr. Khosrowshahi, talk to your engineers. Stay true to your word. It's on you that the algorithm is pricing trips incorrectly. It's on you that acceptance rates have collapsed in the country. It's on you that the spinner rates have gone through the roof in the country and riders are waiting a lot longer for a car to show up. So, easy way to fix it. What is that? Pay fairly. Increase the rates. You have increased the rates for the riders to the tune of 60-70% nationwide, and you have admitted that. How much of that has been passed on to the driver? All of it? Absolutely not. So, you know what? We can do this videos, or you can come on the show and we can civilly discuss this. So, for all of you, thank you for the support. Join us every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on Show Me the Money Club. And please, please stay healthy and be safe out there.